Hi all, Bones here from BSA Bantams and welcome back to the workshop. So it has been a while since I've put a video out because I've been on holidays in Europe and the UK. So we're back, time to get back into building bikes for Sellex Beach and doing the rest of the stuff that all happens around here. In today's video, what I'm doing is a casting video and I'll be casting triple clamps for the front end of the Sellex Beach race bikes that we're going to build. So I'll take you through what we're going to do and why, and hopefully we'll get a good casting. So on the bench there are the forks I am going to be fitting up to the Bantam that I'll be racing at Sellex Beach. However, these are a 32mm fork diameter and the Bantam triple clamps are absolutely nothing like being able to take something like this. So down here I have 3D printed patterns to cast up the triple clamps to take those forks further up the bench. If you're wondering what the light coloured bit is around here, I had trouble with the program trying to get it to do a radius in there, so I've just used body filler and put a radius in here. These patterns, PLA 3D printed, they've actually been, I've coated them in resin and sanded them back and given them a bit of a polish. So this casting is obviously going to be sand casting. So I'll go around and start prepping out the mould boxes. We've already done the sand, made sure our sand's got enough water in it. So this will end up being not only this tab, not only the gate to pour it, but also when I go to fly cut the top of these, this will be my clamp surface down on the milling table as well. So I will obviously, once get them cast, bore them out to suit the fork leg size, slot them through here, and a couple of screws in there. But we'll get them cast first before we get onto that. Okay, so that's our pattern in the moulding box. So these are the same moulding boxes I used when I sand cast the head. So if you've seen those videos, these are the same ones. And I'm pretty lucky because I've got a pretty good position, and the reason for that is this gate here, I want enough area here to have a pouring basin right close to the edge of the moulding box. And the reason for that is it's a lot easier to pour. You're not splashing the molten metal around when you go to pour it. So it's a little bit more good luck than good management, but it should fit up well. So it's time to start packing some sand in. So my parting powder I'm using is chalk. I'll just give that a little bit of a fluff around. Very good. Rightio, so I'll start packing some sand in. See how we go. I'm just sieving out my facing sand. Now, if you watched my videos on the casting the heads, this sand, and it was commercially bought sand, most of it is just crap. But it's what I've got, it's what I'll use. It doesn't really matter on these because these are going to be, the surface finish doesn't matter because they're going to be sanded off and polished and made to look all honky-dory. So we'll keep going with this and get it all packed in. So I'm just striking off my first moulding box. We've got it all filled, and then we will turn it over, put this box on, and keep going. So that's our pattern sitting in there. I'll bring it closer to have a look once I get the box on. Just clip these up when I've got it lined up properly. No, I think it's around there, wrong way. Just the way the tension is on the clips. That feels better. Right, I'll bring in and have a look. So there's our pattern sitting in on the sand. So now what we'll do is obviously put some parting powder in between so the sand that I pack in here doesn't stick to the sand on that. Then we'll pack it with our sprue and organise our pourer. All right, so we've got our second moulding box packed. I'm just going to start striking off now. This sticking out of here is my pourer. So on the same specifications that old foundryman does. So if you watch a lot of YouTube casting stuff, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about. So I'll just get rid of the bulk and then we'll pull the sprue out and split it and see what we've got. There we go. So that's it. It's tapered sprue. Right, looking good. So what we'll do is I'll clean up a bit of sand around here, just so I can separate this one off. Very good. Very good. That's got a tiny bit of sand that dropped in when I struck it off, so I'll blow that out. All right, time to remove the pattern. All right, as you can see, I've got a couple of wood screws in there to help me withdraw the pattern, and I'm just going to give it a wrap to loosen it up, and the pat that's released nicely. So I've got to try and, I don't want to try and walk it out because it might break out, and that's coming out nicely. Oh, a little bit there. No. Oh, that doesn't really matter because it's the gate. The edge of it broke away there. I'm wondering if my sand's a bit... Geez, it's pretty good everywhere else, though. I'll bring you in so you can have a bit of a look. So this is seriously the first time I pulled this out, and if you had watched my, what do you call it? The videos I did when I was doing the heads, like I had bloody, 50 or 60 goes to try and get the head out, but this has actually come straight out, so I'm pretty happy. But I'll bring it in so you can have a look at the impression and everything in the sand. All right, so that's the impression in the sand. So I've had a little bit of tiny breakout there, but I can sand and file that off, and I will be like sanding all this off once it's cast. So I'm actually not too worried about that. I think I'll leave it. So, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Time to cut some vents in it, and this box will be ready. All right, so this is the top head stem. So I've only done the first side, so I'm just striking it off now, getting all the excess sand off the top of the box. And we'll turn it over and we'll have a look. And there it is. And that's looking pretty good as well. Very good. So, time to put the top box on, lock it down, put my sprue in, and pack this one up. So, it's actually all going pretty well. I'm pretty happy. Mind you, this is totally different to the head. It's nowhere near as intricate and complex and all that sort of stuff. So, to be honest with you, I'm reasonably confident that these will turn out all right. So, we'll see. Okay, this is the hole where my pourer is. And what I'm doing now is I'm just cutting my pouring basin. And you want it, as I said before, you want it close to the edge. Now, imagine if that's the crucible, and the crucible's this round. If you've got your pourer over here, you've got to sort of pour it from a height that high, whereas I want to have the crucible underneath and just gently be able to pour it in without it splashing everywhere. So hence why try and get the pouring basin over towards the edge. So I'm going down about, I don't know, inch, bit over. Looks good. So I might take a bit more out. We want it a bit bigger than that. Yeah, something like that. So I'll go in there now and I'll just clean that up. Gives me a nice big area to be able to pour into. So we pour into there and let it roll over into there. So as I said before, I'm piggybacking off all the knowledge from Old Foundryman on YouTube, and Martin's been in contact with me and has offered some great advice. So we will basically work to his specs, because he obviously has a lot of successes and I don't. But maybe this is the one. So this little channel that I'm cutting between the pouring basin and the sprue, it needs to have a radius either side, and the concept behind that is you pour it in, and when it rolls over and goes in, it doesn't start inducing air or start dragging air down into your mould. So nice little radius there. I'm pretty happy with that. So when I separate it, obviously all that sand that's dropped down in there, I'll clean it out. It's looking good. Oh, here we go. Rightio. So I got my wood screws. Just screw those into my pattern to help me lift it out. Now this one's, this pattern's got a little bit more detail in it because it's the top of the triple clamp, and you need mounts for where the handlebar clamps go on. Yep. So I'm hoping this one comes out all right too. Right over there on that edge. The edge is just slightly broken away a bit. I do have what they call draw on the pattern, so I'm not talking because I'm concentrating, and so I'm laughing now. Jesus, that doesn't help. And that's a perfect imprint. Oh, you beauty. I'm very happy with that. The edge is a little bit fluffy, and I'm going to press that. I'm not too worried about it because this is going to be dressed off. So I'll just that very sharp edge, I'll just push them all in, and the crumbs that drop down into the mould, I'll just dust them out with a compressed air. But my concerns were on the pattern around this area here, whether it might grip in there and pull out, but it hasn't. It's bloody terrific. So I'll get the camera off the stand and I'll give you a look at inside. All right, so that's the impression we've got in there, so I'm very happy. Over here you can see this is the flip side, so I'm pouring cups in underneath there, and these are the vents I've got. This is a fair amount of metal to go in here, so I wanted good size vents, mainly for when you stop pouring you've got plenty of metal there. So yeah, very happy. That's turned out well. For 2 from 2, that's not bad for me, I tell you. Righto, we're getting set up and we're getting ready to light the furnace. So I'll get it lit, get some material in there, we'll get it in here and see how we go. Right, mate? You beauty. Fucking got milk enough for the second pour. So that went really well, and I'm really happy. I suppose we'll just have to wait and see how it turns out once I bust the mould open. But it poured pretty well. You see both come up in the risers, so that's a good sign that we've got plenty of metal all the way through. Right, mate. Move you around, that's it. And then that one. So another one that looks like it's a good pour. So, well, it's no different to that. So we're just going to have to wait and see how it all went. But as a pour goes, it actually looked pretty good. So we'll just wait and see. Righto, moment of truth. We're going to peel them open and see how we went. That looks good. Yep, that's good. So we've got full form on that. Tiny bit of a depression in the back, but I've allowed for that for machining. Surface finish is obviously rough because my sand's shit. But anyway, that one's a winner. That one's a winner. Let's see what the next one does. And that one's good too. Same as the other one, nothing, just surface finish because of the quality of the sand, which isn't that flash. I'm a very happy man. There's a little bit not formed there, but geez, it's looking pretty good. All right, I'll let these cool down a bit more, cut all the sprues and risers off, and we'll start machining. Pretty happy. It's good to have a win. So we've got the sprues and risers cut off. So what I'm going to do now is set it up on the milling machine and start fly cutting the two surfaces, and we'll just see if, well, more than anything, to see if we've got any porosity in the casting. So I'll get stuck into that. So what I'm doing now is just machining this off, and I'm just about to take the last cut, little fly cut. It's cleaned up pretty well. I've still got meat to come off underneath. We just haven't quite cleaned up that centre bit where it depressed a little bit, but so far there's not one bit of porosity in any of this, but I'll bring it a bit closer later and show you. All right, so that's our machine finish. Unfortunately, I've got to make an allowance for machining that side, so I've left a mill on to clean up that side. It didn't quite clean up that like little depression thing, but if you have a look, there is not one pinhole anywhere in any of that. So I'm very happy. So I think for machining and casting, that'll do me for today. It's a beautiful day, so I'm going on the veranda to have a beer. So I think I showed it to you before. This is the top triple clamp with the for the handlebar mounts. Tiny little bit of a depression in there as well, like the other one, but you know, it's not going to really affect it. Now, because I've cast these will actually be non-destructively tested, so they're going to get x-rayed for any deformities or anything like that before I use them. But you know, if that machining and the surface finish and no pinholes or anything like that is any indication, I don't think I've got any worries. So very, very happy man, very successful day. So tomorrow I think I'll be machining all day. Thanks very much to everyone who subscribed, and if you haven't, you know, subscribe. It's really good. We enjoy, people like me who do all this stuff enjoy the support, so please think about subscribing if you haven't. Going on from this, it's get the front end together, get the frame in for the Bantam race bike, and I'm doing hubs at the moment. I've ordered spokes. Alloy rims have turned up. So part of the reason for getting this done is that I'll have to do a different brake system for the front wheel, but that's for another video and we'll get into that. First job is to get all these machined up and get the forks sorted. All right, so from me at BSA Bantams, we'll see you later.